Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video and a whole new series on the channel. And today I wanted to talk about my ideas for killer potential. I want this to be a new series where I discuss certain killers that aren't yet in Dead by Daylight and their potential. So, without further ado, today's subject is Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, and let's dive into it. I figure I'd start off with the most interesting part, which is the power in my opinion. So I know it doesn't have a name because I kind of forgot to put it there, but it's called Unrelenting Dominance. And I'll read it to you now. Umbrella was known for its bioorganic weapons. T-103 variants were the most successful. Special ability, Pursuer's Edge. Whilst holding down the active ability button, the Tyrant will raise its fists for a ready for combat position. His movement speed will decrease down to 4.0 from 4.6 meters per second, and you will be able to unleash 3 consecutive hits, which will break pallets, breakable walls, and dent locker doors, making them unusable. If you manage to make contact with the survivor, the overwhelming strength of your blows will force him to slam into the ground or a nearby obstacle, also injuring and hindering those survivors. Special ability, Tyrant's Tantrum. During Tyrant's Tantrum, the Tyrant cannot use Pursuer's Edge. You start the trial with an empty power gauge. As you chase survivors, this will passively increase over time at 5 charges per second during any chase. Once the power meter is full at 120 charges, you can unleash the Tyrant's Tantrum, throwing yourself into a rage like no other for 60 seconds, decreasing at 2 charges per second. Your movement speed is increased to 4.8 meters per second. Hitting any survivor will put them into the deep wound status effect. Hit cooldown is increased by 30%. Anytime a pallet is dropped within a successive stun radius, the Tyrant will put up his arm and block the stun, allowing for a successive hit at any given moment. If a pallet is dropped in front of you, or you encounter a breakable wall, then the break action will be replaced with the endure action, which will allow you to walk through either obstacle without any slowdown, but it will cost you 20 charges. Survivors can only be hit a maximum of 4 times during Tyrant's Tantrum. Once you are out of charges, you will be slowed for 2 seconds down to 4.0 meters per second. So that's my power concept for him. I do think it is at least somewhat fair that it's kind of 2 powers in one, but that's also what I wanted it to be. I sort of decided that I would make him some form of opportunistic killer, so more along the lines of like using Pursuer's Edge whilst outside of chases, and even whilst within chases, just to gain that little bit of an edge, hence the name. And Tyrant's Tantrum was just there to assist in chases and make them slightly easier, give him a more pressurized power, because he is sort of divert on chases. I don't see him very much going and checking generators as his main sort of ability or his main sort of presence in the entity's realm, as he'd still retain the good old tyrant mind of kill. So yeah, that's sort of my concept. Next up, I've got 3 perks that I've created, so let's explore those 2. Deranged Equipment is our first perk. The Tyrant series needed suitable equipment in order to complete their missions. After being in a chase for more than 30 seconds, your weapon cooldown speed will decrease by 10% every second, up to a maximum of 50% until you hit a survivor. Built for You is our second perk. I hope I don't have to write a report on this. Leon Kennedy. Whilst in a chase, you can press the active ability button to dash. Dashing will allow you to slide 7 meters across the floor at 18.3 meters per second. During this time, you cannot attack. You will then be slowed and unable to attack for 3 seconds. Final perk is Creator's Ambition. Take that, you overgrown son of a bitch. Leon Kennedy. Every time you injure a survivor, you gain a token up to 5. Once you reach 5 tokens, Creator's Ambition activates. The next time you kick a generator, it will take an extra 15% regression damage. I hope you guys enjoyed those perks. So I just kind of saw them as sort of like, again, chase boosters. This guy is a chaser. I want him to have these sort of, like he's a pursuer, I want him to have these kind of pursuer-based perks. So, Deranged Equipment was sort of there for like, you know, a counter to save the best for last, since that had a massive nerf. And I feel like up to 30 seconds of a chase is long enough. That's a really long time. So, yeah. I feel like it's fair. Built for You is, again, just sort of like another chase boost. The dash is not meant to sort of like, when I initially conceptualized it, it was not meant to sort of be there to allow a lot of pressure during a chase, even though it probably will in some aspects, but more for like just getting ahead of survivors, using your body to be able to block pallets and vaults, or getting ahead of them in order to reach vaults before them. Like, yeah, you're stunned, but they have time to turn around and run. It's not like they're gonna entirely die. Maybe 3 seconds is a little short, and we could probably up that to 5. But yeah. And creator's ambition was just kind of there to allow gen pressure for the adept, or for this guy as a whole. I know behavior themselves kind of have like only one perk is actually allowed to be useful, the other two need to be utility, but I'm not behavior. I am having fun doing this. And yeah, you know, I just see that as sort of like a little bit to add some pressure onto his character too, because otherwise it would just be a little bit unbalanced. Alrighty, now, that's my whole concept. I know there wasn't exactly crazy amounts of fucking, like, you know, add-ons and stuff like that, but if you guys do want to see that, let me know in the comments, because I would love to create add-ons on this. I think it would be very fun. But I never really wanted to spend all that time creating add-ons and shit if this just wasn't very fun for people to watch. Like, it would still be cool for me to do, I would still have fun, but, you know. I at least want you guys to have some, you know, obviously you're here to watch my content. I want my content to be watchable. So this is more of a test run. Yeah, you know, if you did enjoy, please let me know. Liking is all you need to do to let me know. If this video gets lots of likes, then I know you like it. Comment too, you know, let me know what you would change. Let me know what you would do. If you have any power concepts in your own mind, let me know. I would love to hear them. But yeah, without that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.